the first 6 degrees, first 5 degrees is Libra Penton, then a Scorpio, then the Sag, the fall sides for the Penton. So the middle of Scorpio is the winter solstice of Scorpio. It's where it goes from Sag Penton to Capricorn Penton. So you have that winter solstice. But when it comes to I Ching hexagrams, as a fixed sign, there'll be 6 hexagrams. Here there's obstruction for the first 6 degrees, keeping still for the second, modesty for the 12 to 15 degrees, standstill stagnation for 15 to 18, then gathering together, massing, then progress. These are the main hexagrams for Scorpio. So each one has a 6 degree. Each degree, as you look at the degrees on the inside grid here, you'll see there's a line for each degree. Tells you whether it's broken or solid. Tells you the active or passive line within it. We have that on the printouts too. We're going to work with the printouts, but I want you to be able to see it on the graph that we've organized, so it's all somewhat organized here. And when it goes from passive to active, whenever there's a change, there's going to be a change in your life. There'll be a change or a focus. Now, with this first level of the I Ching, the hexagram and the line for a degree, the second level is there's a hexagram for each degree. So each line of a hexagram or each degree has a hexagram just for that degree itself. So on the sub-level, there's a hexagram for each degree. And that means there's a line for, if the hexagram, one hexagram can be, first it's 6 degrees, then the next level in is 60 minutes of a degree. 1 degree or 60 minutes of a degree for the hexagram, and each line is 10 minutes of a degree. 10 minutes of a degree, one line of a hexagram. And you would think you get more obscure, they actually get more alert and more active and more dramatic. Then it goes in one more time. For that 10 minutes of a degree, like the subpentans, for that 10 minutes of a degree, there's a whole hexagram for that 10 minutes. And there's a hexagram for each minute and 40 seconds of a degree. 1 minute and 40 seconds of a degree. It seems like a really small amount, tiny amount, but other than the sun or moon, if you take any planet, they can still fall within, they're still smaller than that. They will still fit within that category. They'll fit in those categories. They're not bigger than that. When you're working with the sun or moon, we're looking, that's the center of gravity. It's in the center one, it has a bit of influence, spreading out to the degree before, a degree after as it moves along. So when we're looking at the progressed sun, we're going through the hexagram. So there's going to be a 6-year hexagram, 6 years, 6 years, 3 years, 3 years, 6 years, 6 years, basically 6 years. There's going to be a hexagram, a line for each year. And then there's a hexagram for each year and a line for every 2 months. Then there's a hexagram for each 2 months and a line for every 10 days. So this comes down to watching your progressed sun every 10 days of your life across the 90 years. When I first realized this, I thought, oh, how that's too narrow or too, like you're going in too deeply. But really what happens is the finest, the smallest level is the most active and the most where you see it the most clearly. It's really incredibly perceptive. And then we begin to understand the bigger phases and the bigger phases as we go through them. So this is, I'm just going to work my chart and show you how I get information from it. It's a very subjective thing as you're going through that. It's based on where you are, and the best time is to look at the hexagram. Your hexagram, it's in the 6 years you're in, the 6-year period you're in. You look at the line it means, and you look at that as the 1 year phase, then you look at the hexagram for the 1 year phase. And once you have the hexagram for the 1 year phase, you can see what 2 month period you're just coming out of or just going into. You get the lines on this 2 month phase. Then you can see there's a hexagram for each of those 2 months phases. And once you get the hexagram for those 2 months phases, you can see which 10 days you're just coming out of, which 10 days you're going into. You see which line was activated and which one was activated for the last 10 days for the next 10 days. You'll see which one you're in now. And then you get the really most profound meditation and contemplation, layer within a layer within a layer. And it becomes more sensitive, more intimate as you go into these inner lines. I like to think of them as like you see someone across the street, you wave and you say hi. You see someone on the same side of the street, say hi, you can shake their hand, you can give them a hug. You see someone that's not only on the same side of the street, but in the house with you, you can be much more intimate. So you have different 3 levels of intimacies of running into these things. We'll be going around this. So it's we're just going deeper and deeper and deeper into degree divisions to see the implications of the zodiac on inner and more sensitive levels. Now, because of the degrees, the zodiac and the sidereal and the stars move a degree a year to each other. The stars, any star you watch, you can watch it move through degrees, and you can see the hexagrams and lines of the hexagrams that it's moving through. And you can watch it through the 1 minute and 40 seconds. You can watch it right along the same path moving through history. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. We worked with these sheets before. This was the printout I got you. This is from the Rasa's Light Astrology program. It was called Astro 7 when I was working on it. So this is the program we're hoping to put together next year and make it available for the students. But it gives you the printouts of your progressions. It was made for the it was made to put the I Ching and the astrology together. So you have the degrees of the zodiac your progressed sun is going through and the dates that's happening, and that it applies for progressed dates, when the progressed dates actually happen in our lifetime in real time. And then you see the sign of the zodiac, the straight one, and you look over and you'll notice that you see at the top there's a Sag Pentan and then a Capricorn Pentan. So this is just a 10-degree, a printout of 10 degrees, from 11 degrees Scorpio down to 17 degrees Scorpio. And we're really looking from the Pentan of Sag Pentan, going through the winter solstice of Scorpio, the sensitive, most deepest point of Scorpio, and coming out the Capricorn Pentan side of it. Then inside of that, we're going to be going through, you can see there's the sub-pentans, which is Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, and then it goes Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn. So those are the 3 layers of the pentans that we've gone through, and we talked about those 2 weeks ago. So now at the same time, beside this, there is, you'll see, just beside the Scorpio, between the sign of the zodiac and the pentan, you'll see 52 line 6 up top. And after that, you can see following that 52 line 1, 15 line 1, then 15 line 2, then 15 line 3, and 15, and then 12 line 3, 12 line 2, 12 line 1. So there's really, on this level, this covers 3 hexagrams, 52 line 6, 51 line 1, 15 line 1, 2, and 3, and 12 line 3, 2, and 1. So those are we're going to be focusing on this Scorpio theme because we have 3 major aspects. It's my time before India, living as a hippie, traveling around, getting disenchanted, going to India, end up meditating and being in the solitude room for 13 months alone and getting the visions of astrology and I Ching and music. So this was the most pivotal time in my life as these things came. So we went over it already. I'm going to go through it one more time looking at this. You'll be sick of my story by the end of progressions, but you just need to see how it's reinforced me and confirmed things to me for myself so that you can find if it does the same for you. So on this second level, there's a purple line marking whenever a line changes within a hexagram. So you see that's every degree. Whenever the zodiac changes 1 degree, boom, it changes a line of a hexagram. The next one on the next level in, you're going to see there's a hexagram, like 20, hexagram 20 is there for, it started with 52 line 6, you'll see at the top 20 line 4, 20 line 3, 20 line 2, 20, it goes through the lines, the next hexagram goes to 8, line 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it goes to 20, hexagram 23, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then the hexagram 2, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then it goes, once it passes the solstice, consider the mutable pentan, it comes up to the Capricorn and starts hexagram 24, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hexagram 24, 1, 2. So this is each hexagram 27. Each one of these lasts for 1 year on this level. and each line is for 2 months. That's the theme. And then on the third level in, where you have the subpentends, you're going to notice there's a hexagram for each line. Every time there's a line, a new line, there's a hexagram. It only puts, you'll see line 6 or line 1, because it means it's going 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's counting through the degrees, the lines from the top to the bottom or from the bottom to the top. And then when there's the exact aspects, they're underlined, you'll see there's 3 hexagram, the hexagram, the line, hexagram, line, hexagram, line. You've got it all, information, the pentends, signs of pentends, subpentends, hexagram, sub-hexagram, sub-hexagram. It's all put there exactly for the pentent. But until, we're going to look at some of the exact ones, but I want you to see the phases and how these phases work out, and you get this perfect mystical spiritual calendar that's workable, that gives you guidelines for every 10-day period of your life. Quite incredible. So, okay, so this is how I touched it. Once, it's just when we get this sheet, we just get this sheet. In some ways, seeing it all divided, it's organized, it's easy to use, but it looks kind of cluttered because there's so many things, but all the little divisions lets you see the important points. This is how I work an ephemeris. I mark up an ephemeris, print out the sheet, mark it down to what's noticeable. So anytime I look at it, I've got the main things going on. That allows us not to do so much mental work when we're trying to get the understanding of the phases, understanding of things going on. So we start with these printouts. You all got your printouts. And those of you who are going to be watching this and not having been in the webinar or been part of the active process of this, I'm going to arrange something over the next little while of making these available where you can get your complete printouts of the progressions of each planet for your lifetime down to that will allow for this detail with all the I Ching hexagrams and the pentends and the subpentends, so you can get your own thing done. I gotta do it once and measure the time and see how much time it takes, but it'll probably be about 25 or 35 bucks Canadian to get it. But then you can order it and you can get this and you can work with these things too. This is again part of the program we're hoping to make as the Erasmus Light program and make it available to all students. So, okay. Problem is this program was made last century and it was run perfectly for 1900 to 2000. Now the outer planets the orbs are changing a little bit, and it's changing, so it's morphing a little bit, and some of these timelines could be getting a little bit warped. They could be for a 10-day period. It could start a day or two earlier, a day or two later. So that's yeah, it's like 4 minutes of time is 1 degree or 1 year. You know, so like that means one line, 1/6 of that is sorry, 1 second.